What's going on, guys? It's your boy Legit here, back with another video, and today thank you guys for 4,942 subscribers. We are 58 subscribers away from 5K, which I've been trying to hit since I started the YouTube channel. So I'd really appreciate it if you would consider to smash that subscribe button, because only 5% of you guys that watch videos are subscribed, which is crazy to me, because why wouldn't you subscribe to the channel if you're watching every single video? But anyways, today's video is pretty special. I just randomly thought about this when I was in the car, and I thought it was a pretty good video idea, and not a lot of people have made video ideas about it. So it's going to be how to keep your sneakers clean. I'm going to give 5 tips and tricks that how I keep my sneakers clean, because you guys know and can tell, like, by my shoes. I mean, most of the time they're looking like as good as new. Like, I really keep good care of my shoes, because maybe, like, I never know, I might go ahead and sell those shoes later on, and that's happened to me before. I keep good care of my shoes, and when it comes to time to sell them, I wouldn't even have to clean them, because they're already in such a good condition. There's not really much to be cleaned. So I'm going to give you guys 5 tips today on how to keep your shoes clean. And yeah, let's just jump right into the video. Like I said, make sure to smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Let's get this video to 13 likes. I'd really appreciate it. And we're just going to jump right into the list. The first tip would be to avoid stepping in puddles, avoid stepping in grass, mud puddles, mud, grass. Just avoid stepping where you don't really need to step. The reason I say this is because a good way that I keep my shoes clean, and a really good, like, underrated way, would just be like walking on pavement, sidewalk, trying to avoid walking through grass, walking the extra distance so you don't step in the grass. I've done that many occasions, especially when I'm wearing Jordans or some sort of very nice Nike shoes. Something I paid a lot for that I don't want to mess up. I could avoid walking through grass by walking around the grass, if it's like something you can walk around, or just like getting somebody to carry you.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm just messing, but yeah, obviously avoiding grass that will, especially if it rained the day before, or if it's raining at that moment in time, it's really good to make sure to avoid walking in things that you know that could get your shoes dirty, because you never know how muddy something could be. You never know if there's mud beneath that grass. So it's really good to make sure you watch where you're stepping. Especially, that's another good tip, watch where you're stepping so you're not stepping in gum or something gross like that. And then the next tip would be, so if you end up having to do something you weren't expecting to do, let's say you wear a nice pair of Jordan 3s one day, you're in school or something, and you go outside for PE or something. Something I would recommend is always having a second pair of shoes on you. This is something I do a lot of the times, making sure I have a second pair of shoes on me that are meant to be beat up. I have 3, 4, 5 pairs of beaters that I beat up on purpose, because I'm trying to save my other shoes from getting dirty. And you always need to have a second pair of shoes on you. I mean, obviously, if like you're just going out in public and you're not wanting to carry a pair of shoes in a bag or something, I understand. But if you're driving somewhere, just keep an extra pair of shoes in your car. It'll make it a lot easier if you end up like going on a hike or taking a run, things you weren't really expecting to do. You can go ahead and go to your car, get your shoes, and change into them so you don't ruin some of your nicer shoes. And I've done this on many occasions and have saved a lot of my shoes because of it. And then number 3 would be just using like a water and stain shield repellent. I just got mine from the Vans store, obviously, because I work there. Spray this on your shoes. It doesn't have to be Vans. I know tons of companies make it. You can find them at your normal shoe stores. Just like water and stain shield repellent, things like that. You spray them on your shoes, let them sit for 2 to 4 hours, let it dry, and then this Torah spray is going to help your shoes to not get as many stains. If something falls on it, the stain could just jump right off. I mean, if it works the way it's supposed to, and most of the time it does, just spraying, like, especially white shoes, that's a really good pair of shoes to like spray. White shoes are very important to spray, obviously any shoe, but this is something I need to do more of, because I haven't been spraying my shoes lately, and I need to, because the more white you can have on shoes, the more easy it is to see dirt when dirt gets on there. So I definitely recommend buying some water and stain repellent. I mean, this one's only $7 at your local Vans store. I know there's tons of different places online you can get them, and definitely for under $10 you can probably find them pretty much anywhere. But that's a really good tip. Just spray your shoes before you wear them to prevent stains like that from happening. And then number 4 on my list would be, this is something that you think about, but you don't really think about it until I say it. That would be checking the weather. Now, this is something I've done a ton of times. I've been wanting to wear a pair of Jordans with suede on them, and I checked the weather and it's supposed to be rainy all day, so I have to plan not to wear those Jordans and go and wear one of my pair of beaters. Checking the weather the day before is very helpful. Obviously, the weather's not always correct, so where I told you guys to keep an extra pair of shoes in your car, that's always a good option as well. But when you check the weather the day before and it says it's supposed to rain, I just wouldn't recommend wearing nice shoes on days like that. Like I said, keeping a second pair of shoes in your car would be very helpful, but if it says it's supposed to rain the next day, I would not try to wear a nice pair of shoes. Me personally, I don't want to mess up good shoes, and when it rains, there's more mud everywhere, there's more puddles, and the rain can just get onto your shoes if you don't put any water and stain shield on it. It can mess up your shoes, and your shoes will lose value because of that. So checking the weather is something you really don't think about until like it happens to you. And it happened to me one time of me wearing Jordan 11 lows, and it was pouring down rain, and I mean, thankfully I didn't ruin them because I was just walking on like pavement. But if I was like walking on grass, I know I would have screwed up those shoes, which would have sucked. But that's a pretty good tip for you guys. And then the last tip would be super obvious: clean your shoes. I watched Tony do 2 Wilds video of this, and he said just keep a good rotation of shoes. If you have multiple shoes, don't wear the same shoes every single day. Make sure to wear multiple shoes, and when you get your shoes dirty, or if there is a stain or something on your shoes, make sure to get it off as soon as possible, because the longer a stain is on your shoes, the harder it is to get out. So one thing I would recommend is like just a regular wipe or a sneaker wipe. They have Crep Protect sneaker wipes, Rejuvenator sneaker wipes. Keeping those on you is a really smart thing to do, especially when you get a stain in your shoe. Right away you can just get that wipe and wipe it right off. Obviously, cleaning your shoes with something like Rejuvenator or Crep, if you don't have either of those and you don't really have that much money, obviously the old standard version of dish soap and the toothbrush, it always works. I mean, it never fails. But if you have money to spend on sneaker cleaner, I would definitely recommend Rejuvenator to you guys. That's what I've always used, and it's very helpful, and it really gets the job done when it needs to be done. And I've been using it for the past like 2 years. And yeah, it's just important to clean your shoes after you've worn them for like 20 different times. I mean, the bottoms are going to get dirty. So even though like people aren't going to see the bottoms of your shoes, it's just nice to have the bottoms of your shoes clean so it matches the top of the sneaker if you go ahead and clean that as well. Cleaning your shoes is just something that we all should do on a weekly basis, especially if you only have 1 or 2 or 3 pairs of shoes. Your shoes are going to get dirty very easily, so it's always important to clean your shoes so that they look as good as possible. I mean, if you have a dirty pair of shoes with mud on them, they don't look as good as when they're crispy and white, like these Dunks right here. If I got a stain on these, I would clean them as soon as I possibly could, and that's where sneaker wipes come in. You can keep them in your pocket, keep them in your car, something simple like that. Just get a wipe out. When a stain gets on there, just wipe it off. I've done that many times before, and it's just a good recommendation for you guys. And those are 5 tips that I have to keep your shoes clean. I hope they helped you out in any way, shape, or form. And if you have any other ideas that I didn't mention today, go ahead and comment that down in the comment section down below. Yeah, keeping your shoes clean is essential for any type of sneakerhead, or if you just have shoes in general and you want to keep them clean. I mean, it's just smart to follow these 5 steps, and if you do follow these 5 steps, I can guarantee you guys that your shoes will be cleaner than they would have been if you hadn't watched this video. But with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. And as always, peace out.